How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Tressa's Collectibles gameplay video. My name is Mike, and joining me today, as always, is...
Randall, aka Shizukatz. Well, maybe not as always. You weren't even here last time.
Oh, true. Okay. Well, I'm back this time. But we are going to be the ones showcasing all the RWBY gameplay this time around. We have a lot of exciting decks to show off for you guys today. If you guys haven't checked out our deck overview video already, do check that out. And if you guys haven't seen my deck building progression video, where I go through the exact steps to put together this exact 8 standby list that I'm about to use, check that out as well. But I will be using this 8 standby deck for the first time in this gameplay video and seeing how that goes. So there are 3 different climax combos in this deck. The first one is the level 2 Crow combo. His effect is when I have the standby in play and he's brought out from my waiting room, I can sacrifice the climax to stand him, and then he gets 1k cross turn. And then he's also just permanently hand on core and 5k during my turn, as long as I play Remnant. So he's a 12 to 13k beater with hand on core. Good improvement over the previous standby targets. The second climax combo is it's a 1-1 line for the old level 3 Pyrrha. Her effect is just allows me to shuffle back a bunch of garbage into my opponent's deck. Let's say if they have 1 card left in deck, I can play this climax combo, or shuffle 5 cards back in their deck, and that's like a free level right there. 1-1 line because I can just, if I find this climax and she's in the waiting room, that's all that I need. And then the finisher is the old/new RWBY. The new RWBY Determined card does combo with the same climax combo, RWBY's Awakening, as the old RWBY. The idea being that I can use old RWBY's climax combo to rest herself to clock shoot and burn 3, and then activate the new RWBY's combo to stand the RWBY to attack with again, and I can also assign some soul if needed. So it's just a much higher ceiling for the RWBY combo compared to when she was just by herself.
Okay, so on my end, with this particular deck, it was more or less, these were the 2 combos that we didn't really look at yet in the earlier stages of the deck building. So I just decided to slap them together, see what I could do. I have a pretty interesting deck. So the Weiss combo from the first set is a reveal 3 from the top of your deck. Your opponent chooses a character or event from among them, you add it to your hand, and then you can choose one of the remaining 2 and put it back on top of your deck to become your trigger. So with this climax combo, we don't actually have a whole lot of selectivity because our opponent gets to choose what we give. And so the approach that I went for this particular deck is just to use cards like the Oscar level 0 to assist in just generating resources regardless of whether it's like blind stock or like a random card. And then we're just going to try to use the extra stock to get cards we need or convert the cards in hand into ones we need that we get off Weiss. So this is going to be a 3-color deck, blue, green into yellow. The new John level 3 is pretty much the same card as the Chica level 3 from Kaguya. Is volume 2, right?
Volume 2, yeah.
For those of you who have played Kaguya. So he is an on-play heal, and then he has a climax combo. When you play the choice climax and you have a full board of remnant characters, you discard a card, and then he gains 2 effects until the end of the turn, although realistically only one of them is ever going off at any point. If he fronts or side attacks, he gets 1000 power and burns 1, and then if he direct attacks, he burns 3. So our goal in the endgame is just to get a bunch of copies of him, and just, go from there. Now, I did say this is a blue, green, and yellow deck, but we are running just a tiny splash of red for Salem, just in case we can somehow acquire all 4 colors, and maybe stock swap can come in handy. The triple John combo only needs the 6 stock required to actually put him into play, so this could be a potentially devastating combo if we can come up with the resources to actually...
Or sometimes you can do like double John and Salem. If the stock swap is worth more than potentially 2 instances of damage, then that's where she really comes and shines.
And she also has that Ice Tail 5 mode as well. So yeah, this is obviously going to be a very unique deck. It's running some very unique cards that I don't think a lot of people have experimented with.
But that's the beauty of Weiss. You know, you have a strategy, you see what you can put together, and you play well, it'll probably work out pretty fine.
Yeah.
So.
What I have noticed in my initial testing with this deck is that at the very least, it is very fun to play.
Right. Alright, let's see how it goes.
So, are you running any special shenanigans that you can do with the 3/2 RWBY, because it is a standby. You can use it to potentially stand something that's not the 3/2 RWBY.
Yeah, so in this deck, I just kind of streamlined it because a lot of the level 3s I'm running are kind of like situational utility cards, like the Stock Swap, Neapolitan, the James Bouncer. So I decided to just go for a more straightforward approach in my deck building and just run like... I decided that like RWBY would just always just be standing RWBY basically, so... maybe I would have room if I decided to not also run like the one Pura, but it turns out there's not that much room if you also want to just have your other pieces be a bit more consistent.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
And what was the other standby combo that RWBY had previously?
These are all 3.
Oh, that was just it. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because you run 8 standby, it was literally just like you have to run the Pura.
4/4. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and the premium set only had 1 new standby. Alright, so I'll be going first. Draw.
Okay.
Ooh, not bad. I will pitch 2.
Okay, I'm going to pitch 1, and the reason I'm pitching my level 1 combo is because there is a new card in the premium booster that will allow me to get it back.
Yep.
So
It's a card we previewed.
yeah. Okay.
Alright, so let's start. Draw for turn. Stand up my Weiss Schwarz. Clock my level 3 RWBY for red. Don't draw standby, but it's okay. Let's just take it easy. We'll play a level 1 Pura.
Level 0.
A level 1 0 Pura. And go from there.
Okay.
Dirt attack for 2.
1. Oh, I want that card. Wukong is such a good card. All right, draw for turn. Oh god, what am I? I legitimately don't know what I'm clocking here. Oh man, they're all good. Like, I don't want to clock the Klein because I need that to get back the Weiss. I don't want to clock the Weiss because it's the Weiss.
The trials and tribulations of a good hand.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think I can clock this Weiss because I have ways to get back both copies potentially. So we'll try that out.
All right, Wednesday.
Okay, so I have a Lyren from the first set. So this card is a Clock Bomb if I have another character. And he also has an on-death effect that's kind of like a upgraded Salvage Ricky.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, do I want to use it to
Hard remove the Pura.
remove your Pura, which will make it so that you do not get her utility.
Because Pura's effect, all activate on reverse. On reverse, I can look at up to top 3, add 1, discard 1. And also on reverse, if I have 2 or less memory, she goes to memory.
Yeah.
And this deck does need to have 2 of her memory.
Or do I want to clean cut and go on the aggressive?
Yeah, so it also has some implications about like the timing of your Liren activation, how many empty slots you leave up.
I think if I want to play the Yang, it would incentivize me to try field and play like another card that I would move to back row.
Yeah.
But I think that if you actually don't have a standby and you just want to take it slow and you're just chilling on level 0 game, then I think I would rather play it slower as well.
And then you can use the Yang next turn to respond to my potential tri-field or something.
Yeah, so I'm going to put the Lyren here to address the Pura, and then we will play Mr. Shopkeep.
Oh, that's a vanilla.
The boss. He's 3K though.
He is 3K. He is oversized.
I do not know if you can kill 3K. So
Okay.
we will go to attacks from here. Sure. Since I have another Remnant character, the Lyren will be a Clock Bomb. So I will front attack for 2.
1, 2. Cancel.
And then we will... Oh, I will Clock Bomb.
Okay.
And then we will direct with Mr. Shopkeep. I have no target for this choice.
2's good.
Okay, on death, I will use Lyren's effect. Pay 1, and I can look at up to 3 from the top and choose 1 and put it in clock. I'm going to choose the Shopkeep. I do not want to be leveling Weiss for blue here.
And I salvage any remnant. Very
Salvage
nice.
any remnant, we will get the Weiss back. And over to you.
Alright, draw for turn. Alright. Clock the early play Tyrion Healer. Draw 2. Alright, let's try field.
I think he has a Wukong.
I do have a Wukong. I also have another Pyrrha. So we'll play Pyrrha first, because when I play Wukong, he only gets 2,000 if I have another character. So he does go up to 4k now. And then... I will play a Nora. And activate her on-play effect, discarding my Zwei to draw a card.
So this Nora, one of the really powerful new cards from the Premium Booster. She has both on-play, discard a Remnant to draw a card, as well as the ever-popular Ricky effect. But will you use the Ricky effect?
I will, because I do really want to get my back row set up. So we're going to pay 1, clock myself to search my deck for a level 1 or lower. And grab my John Brainstorm.
So you're running a split of Brainstorms in this deck,
so this initial list, I'm running 2 Johns and 1 Salvage Brainstorm. The idea being that you generally want the top deck 3 Brainstorm more. Getting the John here also will allow me to be really proactive in playing more climaxes.
Because he gives Crush to one of your characters when you play a climax.
And I also just have the additional kind of insurance that like next turn I can hopefully also just hit a Brainstorm and find another climax.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna play the John and play Crow. I'm play top check. Add to hand pitch.
Isn't it top or waiting room?
Or yeah, sorry, top or waiting room. I'll just keep it on top actually.
Clean trigger.
Yeah, clean trigger. And then play standby. So I will activate Crow's effect. When I play a climax, I will bounce him back to my hand and give 1 soul somewhere. So I'll just give 1 soul to the middle. And then John's effect, I will give the check to... I'll give the check to the Nora.
Sure.
And then I'll stand by.
Okay. And this is what? It can't be reversed by
plus zeros. And then during my turn, plus 2k.
Okay. Slightly obnoxious.
Alright, so this directs for 2.
1, 2. Take 2.
Okay. Frontier for 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Level up. We have green and blue here. I think I will level a copy of the Dust event rather than the Old Man.
Okay. When I reverse a character in battle, I can pay 1, Sun Wukong's effect, clock myself, top check up to 2, and add 2 characters. Add both. And final attack with the Nora. On attack, I will activate the effect given to her by John. I can look at up to top 2 and choose 1 to trigger. Honestly, this is probably fine. We'll just trigger for 3.
1, 2, 3. Can I have a cancel, please?
Alrighty. That's the end of my turn. Your go.
Okay, so what are the cards you added again off the thingy?
I added the level 0 Wukong and level 3 RWBY.
Okay. Draw for turn. So I do think that if I were to Brainstorm here, I have a pretty decent chance of hitting. And even if I don't, I have pretty decent backup plans for the follow-up turn. So I think I'm okay with not clocking, especially since I took a bunch of damage. We're going to start with that Brainstorm, though. And of course, we're going to miss. But yeah, we have decent backup plans. I'm going to start with the Yang, who will reveal top and give 2k to herself. And then for our other 2 slots, I'm going to play a Weiss and an Oscar. And this will allow me to get 1 card and 1 stock. And then we can follow up with new options on our next turn. So everything on my board will be able to get me a resource in some way. Oscar will give me a stock. This will give me a card. This will save a card. So
yeah. If anything, the Yang will get you a +1 that will later convert to more pluses. Because like you save a Weiss, she combos again, you're chilling.
Right. Okay, so we're going to play our climax, and I'm going to start with the Oscar. This is going to be a front for 2.
Okay, 1, 2, cancel.
Okay, Oscar's effect, when he reverses a battle opponent and I have a climax in play, I can blind stock 1.
Okay, and now I will activate Pyrrha's effect. When she is reversed in battle, I can look at up to the top 3. During my turn, I guess I'll have a Yang to attack over, so I kind of want to keep the Sun Wukong. My hand's pretty fine already. I'm just going to drop Ditch and then activate her second effect. On reverse, if I have 2 or less memory, I'll send her to memory.
Okay. We'll attack with the Weiss next. Use our Climax combo. On attack, reveal the top 3 cards of our deck. Our opponent chooses a character or event from among them and adds it to our hand, and then we can put up to 1 of the other 2 back on top of our deck if we want.
I will give you another Brainstormer.
Okay. I'm pretty okay with that. I'm pretty down to double Brainstorm next turn. Given that these are clean triggers, I'm going to go ahead and put the Oobleck on top and swing for 2.
Okay. Awesome.
Alright, and then for our last attack, we'll attack with the Yang for 2. Where are my climaxes?
Who are they? Alright, level.
Alright, we will use Yang's effect on reverse to move our Weiss to the back row.
Sure. Alright. Level. Yeah, let's just get a uniform Pure in there. I already have one in hand, so it shouldn't be that useful after that. Alright,
Okay, go ahead.
stand and draw. So it's like, I could try to clock for more resources here, but do I really need to? I guess clocking here does set me up for a pretty decent level 2. I could just clock another one of these. Alright, that's not too bad. Yeah, I'll clock. Draw 2. Okay. Well, we don't have a climax, but let's see if we can draw one. So we're going to start with the Uniform Pyrrha. On play, if I have 2 or more other remnant characters, I can draw and discard one. Or mandatory, right?
You may draw, I think.
You may draw. Yeah, draw and discard one. Bitch. And then we'll move this up to kill the 1155. I could Brainstorm here, but I'm only out 4. And I would also be fairly content just attacking 3 times in a 4 in 13 deck. That would not be the worst either. And I'm already contesting everything as is on board already. If anything, I do want to pay that Neapolitan out. So I'm just going to play another Tyrion just to pay this out. So I have access to it for the rest of the game. Leave my back row empty, so if I trigger standby, I can just have it be there. Alright, this looks good.
Cards now?
6.
Okay.
Alright, let's go into attack. Direct attack for 2.
1, 2. There's a cancel.
Okay. Front attack for order. I guess we'll front here first. Front. 2.
1, 2.
Okay.
Level green here.
And front. 4, 1.
Take.
Ooh.
Where are my sideways cards? Draw.
Your go.
Okay, so I have 9 cards in deck. I am honestly feeling like I just double Brainstorm here. No clock again. And I think I just need to get cards. Hey, look, climaxes.
Wow, cards.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm up 6 now. And I don't know what this is.
No, you did blind stock on the second stock there.
I think what I'll do is I'm gonna get the 1/1 Jacques and Whitley. This will not only allow me to kill one of these because this is a Cossack character, but I can pay this out and replace it with something that is guaranteed clean.
Yep.
Additionally,
it's just like we explained in the video. You can use your 1/1 to kill unreversibles.
Okay, I think other stuff I want to set up are stuff for my mid game. So I'm gonna grab a Blake early play to potentially use on my next deck rotation, and a John level 3.
Sounds good.
And then we're going to move this and Brainstorm again.
Hopefully hitting the rest of the climaxes.
Well,
I guess there's one left there.
Well, that means there's guaranteed one there, and I blind stock one. So we're going to play a Wukong, and then we're going to play the Jock and Whitley, pay this out.
And restock.
What will we put into stock? What don't we need? Don't really need the Wukong anymore. I can always level this counter for yellow when we get to 3.
Yeah, and definitely not in a position to use this effect for much anymore. Just blocking yourself more.
Okay, so now we will go to attacks.
Yeah. So that 1/1 is huge.
Yeah, so they gain plus 4k on play.
Yep.
So this will front for large. Trigger choice. No target in waiting room once I refresh.
Yep. Did you ever have consideration for attacking with like Wukong first? I don't know if you were planning on activating the effect.
I was not planning.
Okay. You did just hit 3, so.
Because the thing is the main thing is that if I use Wukong's effect post refresh, it puts at minimum 1 more climax in my waiting room, which potentially messes up my Blake early play.
True. Makes sense.
Refresh point.
Okay, that's 1. 1's good.
Okay, front here. Well, okay, both of these. I mean, like I'm getting over this anyway, but I'll give 1k power here.
Yeah.
Front for for 2.
So
and then
I will reverse you.
And then I'll give 1k power here.
Yep.
Front for 1.
1's good.
Go ahead.
Okay. Activate Uniform Purist on Death effect. On Death, if I have 2 or less memory, I can send a Pure in the waiting room to memory. Stand and draw. Alright, well, it is my turn to have a bunch of climaxes in deck. I wonder if there's a good way to just not refresh poorly here. I guess I could always brainstorm. But I'm also thinking about this like potential Wukong play. You know what? I think I'm just going to brainstorm with a 5-card deck. Yeah, alright. Actually, yeah, I think I'd rather Nora Brainstorm. So we're gonna Nora Brainstorm. Get 2.
So how many are out now?
7.
Okay, what's the last one?
The level 3 Ruby.
Sure.
And here we're going to look for wherever it is. It's not here. Oh, I guess it's in my stock then. Oh no, I have my Climax. Oh, there it is. Climax Swapper. There we go. Now we can refresh 8. What else am I salvaging? I guess a stock swap. Might as well. Sure. Alright, so we'll grab these. Play the RWBY. On play top check, top or mill. Just leave it there and pay 1. Discard 1. Climax to Climax Swap.
So this can get you the Crow Climax.
Yeah, and the Crow
sack.
So I can refresh 8. Alright, we'll play the level 0 Crow here. And then play Climax. So I'm going to activate Crow's effect first, bounce to give 1 soul to my Tyrion. Then I'm going to activate my standby. Standbying out the level 2 Crow, activate Climax combo, sacking the Climax to stand the Crow, and then I'm also going to give John the top check effect, and I'll give it to the Tyrion here as well. And we're going to direct attack first for 3.
Please, I need some cancels. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Alright, so I'm refreshing 8.
I'm dying, I'm dying.
First point. Alright. Front with Tyrion, activate John's top check 2 effect. I don't really care if I don't trigger a standby here. I'd rather Neil not be stuck somewhere. I'm gonna trigger for 3.
1, 2.
You're dying.
I'm dying. Okay, we need yellow here.
Alright, and front. 2.
1, 2. I'm dying.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, your go.
Draw for a turn. Well, I can't really afford to clock here. But I will start with a brainstorm. I need cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We hit 1. Just gonna get a John here. And then we're playing these 3, I think. So we'll play John first to heal 1. We will play Blake second, discarding Salem to heal to stock, and then the guy.
The guy. The shopkeep. Okay.
Okay. Now, the real question is, do I want to... I feel like I probably want to backline my John.
Because the Crow has hand on court and he's naturally attacking for 12k, right?
Yeah, so he will always be able to just kill my John. And so I feel like if I need to try to get a counterattack going, I need to keep the John for the next turn. Or, yeah, I don't know how many turns exactly, but I'm pretty sure I need to just like hold on to this John to actually use for later.
Yeah, because you're really only pushing for 1 extra damage and like killing a Tyrion compared to this line where you save the John for his climax combo.
Yeah, and what could be even worse is like, I don't remember if you're playing the memory kick, but if you play the memory kick and you just like get rid of one of my finishers permanently, then like that's not great. Yeah. The memory kick early play. So we're gonna go with this. We will start with a front attack here with Blake. She is 11k, she gets 1k per my back row for 2. Okay, I'll use each of these to give 1k, to give 500 here, so this is 4k. Fronting for 1.
Cancel.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Frontier for 1. Well, at least I didn't trigger climax.
I kind of want to hit level 2. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, this is reversed, and I will pitch Wukong to Encore. Stand and draw. Alright, let's clock to level 2 so we can actually start stamping out our level 3 rubies. What are we clocking though? I don't think I need this much anymore. So we're gonna level that and get blue so that we have color for Neo. Draw 2. Okay. Well, I'm still fairly compressed. So once again, we're in a position where the correct play is probably just to not do anything. So we're probably not just gonna not do anything. All right. 7 cards in hand, but we're playing standby, so there's no way we can get more cards. We don't have to worry about overhand or anything like that. And everything already contests on board. That's just going into attack. Making sure he has power condition. Yeah. All right. Front. This is 12k for 2.
1 cancel.
Yep. Front attack for 2.
2 cancels.
Nice. All right. Dark attack. Standby. Standby out Ruby.
1, 3 cancels.
Alrighty. Go for it.
I needed that so bad. Okay. How many are you out in waiting room?
2.
2 plus the one you triggered. Yep. Okay. Let's draw for turn. So I'm out 6. The main thing I'm concerned about right now is having enough cards to play on board and also potentially pay costs for John. That being said, one of my Johns is on board already, and I think I'm going to play another John to my back row this turn. So Having stock is not going to be an issue.
Yeah, John is more on the hand side rather than the stock side, especially when you're given multiple turns at level 3. You kind of space them out.
Alright, given that I do need cards, and I was just given a second chance via those triple cancels.
You don't lose until you hit level 4, so... Turn resources into a potential game-winning strategy.
Okay, I definitely think that using Nora Brainstorm is not a good idea here. It potentially just like makes me lose one card I can attack with, and potentially just like give up a stock for free. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Dust, and so Dust has 2 effects. I can either discard the Shopkeep to top check 5, add 2, or I can pay 2 stock to top check 5, add 2. So we're going to utilize our stock.
Okay.
Look at up to 5. 1.
So in this mode, it's a +1.
4, 5. It is a +1, and let's see.
Oh, John's pretty good.
John is pretty good. So I need to think here. Let's see. I also need to get through the rest of this deck because there are now no climaxes left in my deck.
Well, James Ironwood is 1 card.
Yeah.
5 cards. So like, technically, if you get 2 James, then you'll get through your deck.
What I think we probably do here is we get James and John, and then we use James to get the second James.
Oh yeah, that is a guaranteed line as well. Yeah, that's good.
So we'll do that. This does mean I would have to give up one of my 2 Johns in my hand, though. Or would I? Yeah, I would have to give up a John.
Giving him 1 John for +3 compression and -1 guaranteed damage. I think it's probably pretty good.
Can I check your waiting room?
Yeah. Oh, also leaving 1 card would just make you auto lose to Pyrrha.
Yeah. So we literally can't do that. Yeah. So we have to give up a John. I will play James. We'll start by discarding Weiss to draw a card. And then we'll discard for the second effect. Wait, actually, I can just get this now. Because this goes through.
Oh, yeah, so you don't have to discard off of James.
Yeah.
For discard John off James. Yeah, that works.
Alright, so we'll mill this.
Top check, top row mill, yeah, we mill it. Now 3 cards. Alright, you're chilling.
And I am going to have like nothing for next turn, I think. So we'll play this John.
Okay.
So you're always able to like.
Yeah, unless you hard remove the crow is always going to be able to contest it.
Yeah.
John.
This is basically just going to come down to, can I somehow triple cancel again next turn, I think.
And it's also just like, at this point, can you even activate all the John Climax combos?
I don't think I can activate any John Climax combos.
Right, so
I think...
I feel like no matter what, you're just going to have to try to cancel a bit more, and in that sense, you might as well just swing with the weenies. Maybe you save a Brainstorm. Maybe you attack with 1 John and save the Brainstorm.
No, because you kill it for sure. Because like the thing is that no matter what, you are killing one of my cards guaranteed, right?
Well, like if you're not comboing with all the Johns, then the value of saving John diminishes quite a bit, right? Compared to the Brainstorm, where it can potentially just get you a lot more playables down the line without you needing to like clock for more resources or something like that.
Sure.
If you're already on low resource, then you can't activate these all in the first place, because like, well, in the first place, that needs a full board. Like I can't even get a full board without a Brainstorm in the future, right?
Sure. Okay, so I guess we will do that then. So let me think. So if I live next turn, how many cards do I need to get? I need to get. So I play that. I draw for turn. I clock draw 2. I would need to hit 2 on Brainstorm just to. I would need to hit any on Brainstorm to resolve any number of combo.
Yeah.
And however many I hit, that's how many times I can combo.
But basically, if that's your only out, that's just the line we have to go for, right? Because if we go the more conservative route of like keeping the Johns, then like nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah. Alright. We will rearrange the board to try to kill as many things as possible, so we'll at least kill these two.
Yeah.
And we'll go to attacks, and I just hope you take some damage. Because if not, this game is super doomed. So we'll front here for 3.
Okay. 2, 3. He's good.
Good start. I'll add 500 to Ruby, so she swings over the Nora.
Yep.
For 1.
Excellent.
And then we'll crash into Crow for 1.
Okay.
Refreshing with 7, missing a choice.
Mm-hmm. Cards in hand?
2.
Okay. John choice. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's a bad start.
Process the 1. 1's good.
Go ahead.
Stand and draw. Mm-hmm. What should we do here? 3 in here, 1 I triggered. Let's start with the brainstorm, see what happens. Brainstorm. 2, 3, 4, hit 2. Top check up to 3 twice. First check. Stop there. Pitch this. Second check. Stop there.
Mm-hmm. How many out now? 6?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're going to play James Ironwood and pitch this climax I've been holding.
Mm-hmm.
Top check 0. Salvage a level 0. And for safety in the future, we'll grab a climax swap. And then early play heal. 4 more, -1 level. This is one of the new cards that is super good. On play, pitch, heal the stock.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna use the 2/2 to contest this John because he is actually bigger. We'll keep the Ruby in the Barrow Croaker. We're not really ready to do anything with her yet. And I think that's fine. You know what, actually? We're just gonna play Well, actually, I don't even know if healing again is playing super safe. If anything, the odds of me dying next turn are so low that I might actually be sabotaging myself if I heal again. So like, for example, next turn, if I actually need to hit level 3 to force myself to level 3 to climax combo and I heal too much, I might not be able to do that.
How many cards in hand?
7. I think I'm just fine here. I think I'm fine here. Yeah, if I heal too much, that might actually be detrimental. Alright.
Yeah, I think with the hand size that you had before, I think, considering that you were only out 5... Well, it depends on whether or not you had that Pura Climax in your hand to begin with.
I did, but I didn't have the Pura.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think Pura's like somewhere here or something.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go into attack then. Direct for 2.
Okay, we gotta cancel.
Front attack for 2. And front attack for 3. Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
that is lethal.
I was gonna say I need to not take this so I can clock, but now I need to not
take it so I can
live. Oh, okay, I canceled.
Alright.
Alright,
So-
now I just need to clock, draw 2, playables, brainstorm, hit 2, salvage 2.
And then kill me.
And then somehow kill you from 2-4. It's possible.
Alright, I'm refreshing 7, missing the Ruby Climax.
Alright, we need the best shuffle ever right now. Watch this. Bye, Mike.
I'm dead.
See ya. Do you believe in miracles?
Where are you from? You sexy thing.
Alright, draw this, clock this.
Yep.
Draw 2. Alright, playable secured. Brainstorm.
Alright, now we just need to hit it. Climax.
Hit 1.
Right.
Hit 2. Okay.
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 I can heal again? Wait, no, I can't. I have one John in my hand.
Yeah, I was like, don't you already have a John?
Yeah. I forgot I didn't play it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, like, does it really matter what I get?
No, we just need attackers. No, top deck information is always nice. Yeah.
Cards. Alright. Go, John.
Yep.
Heal. Sure, we'll kill the big things. Okay, let's play Oobleck. And guess our last card is the RWBY. I'll mill that, it's not a soul trigger.
Yeah.
Alright, somehow we have gotten here, and it's definitely not going to be enough probably, but we got here.
Do your best shot.
We got here.
Yeah.
So I'll play Climax, and I'll use John's combo. When I play the Climax, if I have a full board of Remnant characters, I discard one Remnant character each, and he gains, when his front or side attacks, I burn 2 and gain 1k, and then he also gains an effect that would activate if I direct attack, but obviously I'm not direct attacking, so... Okay, let's go. So we're going to front this one first because we always want to leave the variable soul amounts for later if we can afford to.
Yeah, could maybe side of 2.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we will front and we will burn 2.
Yep. That's all.
All right. Off to a bad start. 4-3.
2, 3. Cancel.
All right, is it possible?
Well, you're attacking probably anyways, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
Assign power?
we'll give 15 here.
Yeah.
Front 4-3.
1, 2, 3. Cancel.
All right, front here. Burn 2.
1, 2. Take it.
4-3.
1, 2, 3. Take it. All right.
All right. Do your worst.
I will. Everyone can go now. You have served me well. Draw for turn. Put 2 RWBY in here. Oh, it's lit. Alright, it's time. No clock. I'll play heal. I'll play heal.
Well, you just need one more. Tap revolution. No.
Alright, fine.
we can show.
Yeah, we can show the line.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm even gonna play Neo.
What the?
Neo bottom 5.
Okay, guy. Wow, we hit one.
Are those 4 runs?
3.
Oh, okay.
In the dust.
Okay.
Okay, now you can swap. Now it's guaranteed with only 2.
Nah. Alright, so Climax combo, RWBY taps herself, and then I get to clock shoot the opponent's character and burn 3.
Clock shoot first or burn 3 first?
Oh, it's burn 3 first, sorry.
Okay, alright.
And then clock shoot.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Alright, tap, burn 3, clock shoot.
Uh-huh.
Tap, burn 3,
uh-huh.
clock shoot.
Okay. Oh, I got red! I did it.
Clock color level 5. Alright, stand by! And then activate at the start of attack phase. I can stand.
Oh, you can do it like that, huh?
I'll stand her!
Oh, I didn't realize you could do it like that. That's actually... Yeah, I mean, this has to rest other, so...
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize that you could actually just like resolve, bring this out, then
I'm not sure. I guess the triple clock shoot is pretty nice, huh?
I mean, that's optimal, isn't it?
Is it optimal?
Because
you only get...
If you do this, you get...
1, 3, or clock shoot 3, swing, swing, swing.
No, clock shoot, swing, swing, swing. It's only 2 swings. Because you only stand 1 card.
No, you stand 2 cards. This stands this stands this.
Oh, no, I'm talking about in contrast to triple RWBY.
Oh, sure. Yeah, then there's clock shoot 3, clock shoot 3, swing.
Yeah. Versus clock shoot 3, swing.
No, swing. You're swinging 3 times if you have the 2 here.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not optimal. Okay.
Tap, standby. This stands this stands this. Swing, swing, swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, the normal line
Is that
is this. So you have 2 of your old rubies and 1 of the new ruby. You play the climax. These activate when you play the climax. So these are you're still in your climax phase. You rest her for effect, clock shoot 3. You rest her for effect, clock shoot 3. Then you activate the standby, and you standby out with the new ruby to the front row. And then these actually activate at the start of your attack phase. So then you go into attack phase, and then you use this ruby to stand this ruby, and this ruby to stand this ruby, because they can only stand others. And if you want, you also get to assign 1 soul twice somewhere to 2 characters. So super, super cool setup.
The ability to assign the soul is so good because you already have multiple instances in like before you even do that.
Yeah.
And like guaranteed clock shoots.
Yeah, you're swinging, you're assigning the soul at the best time to do it when you've already processed all your clock shoot burn 3. So it's like if your opponent's at 3-4, you're like, all right, this
lethal,
is lethal, this is lethal.
everything's lethal. Yeah.
So.
And then because you also open the lanes with the clock shoots, so they're 3s by default.
They are, which is like basically the optimal number.
Yeah, it's actually like so good because you want to be typically swinging for 3s in the end game anyway, and the fact that this opens lanes and lets you attack into those lanes without bonus soul unless you want it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Is really, really cool actually. Yeah.
And then like you also just always have the option. Let's say that like you also had the guy that gives soul, right? Your level 0, which like it's pretty easy to keep if you've just had him the whole game. You can just be like, this is 5 soul. And then like if your opponent's like a level 3, you can side for 2, or if they're level 2, side for 3. You can basically always side for anywhere from like 1 to like 4 or something. Because you have assignable soul at 3 different locations.
Right.
Right, so like this
although like realistically, it would only matter on the one lane that initially had the ruby in the first place.
Exactly, no, so like you clock shoot 2 lanes.
Yeah.
And then on the last lane, depending on how the damage processed, you could then assign the rest of the soul to the lane that has a character if needed to side, so they have like 0 interaction, or you like do exact swingies, right?
Right.
So super. I think this is like a really unassuming card at the beginning, but then once you put everything into factor, it's like, wow, this endgame setup is actually really nasty.
Yeah. So it's a clone. This one was a clone of the shiny.
So like shiny colors has this card, but then the surrounding cards that work around it is like not nearly as good.
Because like what you're supposed to do in that deck is you're supposed to like bring out the blue 3/2 and swap climaxes or something
Fury,
like that, right?
yeah. But it's like, eh. It's like, eh.
But I think with the way this plays out, I think it's very. I mean, it's obviously very flexible.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I think the most important part is that like in that particular game, right, to get the optimal setup, that was 4 stock and like no extra hand. Because I stood by out one of these. All I had to do was hard play 2 rubies and then have one of these in weight room, and that's the full setup.
Yeah.
And then any extra stock, I could like for example, I used Neil to mill 5. If you crashed all your characters, I could have grabbed Neapolitan to.
Or you meant Salem.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Salem to mill 5 or stock swap if you were like hyper compressed. Neil to bring up 2 characters, so that's 2 guaranteed clock shoots. If you were playing, Slime, you grab the level 3 James to bounce your 2/1 Shuna, so then I can actually clock shoot, right? So the fact that it's so stock and hand light means that like. Because the deck already doesn't use that much resources because it's a standby deck.
This is on top of being standby, so you could like bring out some of these.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like the worst case scenario. This is 6 stock because you hard play everything. Every time you trigger a standby in the back at level 2, you just subtract 2, which is like, I think it's kind of crazy, honestly.
Yeah, I do think that. So like one big introduction into this deck that we didn't really talk. What the heck is that? We didn't really talk about much, I guess, would be the 3/2, or not 3/2, the 2/2 Crow, the Nino combo. So, one big thing about the Crow combo is that because he's so weak on defense, relatively compared to like your average standby target,
right?
He is prone to potentially getting run over by stuff, and then you can encore him. I think that it's really important to highlight the strength of Wukong in this particular deck.
Oh, you
with
mean the
this
zero?
card. Yeah, the level 0 Wukong.
Yeah.
Because like Wukong, obviously we already think Wukong is really strong. But with this package specifically, the ability to just be like, in the early game, it's like, I'm going to use the effect and get these 2 cards that I'm going to use for hand encore later. Like, you now have a really, really strong outlet for those extra cards that I don't feel like the deck really had before. I mean, like, you had like the 2/2
Well,
Yang,
I
right?
think also another huge thing about this standby build compared to previous is the existence of the 1/1. Because previously, 8 standby, all you really had was the 1175 Ruby hand encore.
Right.
And like we even saw, for example, like Cody's build, he was actually all in on the 1/0.
The Adam,
Adam Torres to sack a character to top check, because like it just wasn't feasible for you to keep board with what Ruby had at the time. But this 1/1, especially given a meta where there aren't that many other decks that play caustic characters at 1. Like, if you just stand by this at level 0, you're probably just like
Plus 2,
You're
plus
like plus
3.
2, plus 3, the Wukong, the extra Rikis, right? So, not only I think is the deck already fairly resource light in the first place, but you have so many extra options. Like, I was full hand the entire time, basically, even though, well, obviously you couldn't kill some of my characters, but like, I was never in a pinch for resources. And like, I turned 2, I tri-fielded, played the climax, and everything was still fine. It definitely feels a ton better than set 1, naturally, of course, but I think it always goes back to say, like, I never thought that, like, it was, like, Ruby was too far off of being, like, really good, especially for, like, the standby build. It was just, like, a couple pieces here and there were missing, and honestly, I don't think this deck is missing anything anymore. It's really hard for me to kind of think of, like, I'm playing a 8 standby Ruby build. What is missing that I really want? And it's like, there's really not much. You have like a super good early blue healer that's always active now. Your level 1 and level 2 standby targets are super good.
Yeah, and you've always had this. This card's insane.
Yeah, you've always had these, and now you have a Ricky, so it's even better.
Yeah.
The Pierce has always been like a pretty decent card to play for consistency reasons. And then your top end's better. And then you've always had Stock Swap. You've always had Neo to help with the Ruby. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
So that's standby.
That's standby.
So this deck, I mean, honestly, this deck was just like, as I said at the beginning of the video, this deck was more or less the product of, I have these 2 combos that have not gone into any of the other decks yet. But I have really grown to like this package, actually. I think that the flexibility that it offers, depending on like what you need more of or less of, is really neat. The ability to, like, if you hit Brainstorm and you are just like in need of more cards, you can like get you can just use depending on like how much stock you need.
Yeah, it's flexible in terms of converting your excess resources into the resources that you're lacking.
Yeah.
While at the same time providing deck speed in a deck that otherwise doesn't have that much on-demand deck speed.
Yeah, it has really good synergy in particular with the Weiss, I feel, because like these cards on their own are quite unassuming, and I feel like most opponents would be inclined to, well, I mean, like, obviously this is a vanilla, right?
Yeah.
I feel like most opponents would be inclined to give you these cards off of Weiss effect.
Yeah.
And then it really helps with, as you said, the deck speed, because the Weiss is committing to go through either exactly 2 or exactly 3 or exactly 4 cards. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can leave up to 1 on top.
Yeah, so you're going through at least 3. The Dust allows you to kind of flexibly go through the deck, or at the very least, like, just like hyper speed through the deck. And then I will say though that I feel like this is the kind of deck where you need to have like solid early game. You need to be getting a few cancels throughout the early game, like the game like that where you just like eat everything. You cannot afford to be playing catch up with this deck, I feel. But if this deck gets ahead, like in the couple games I played earlier, I was like constantly swimming in resources, constantly overhand, ahead in damage, and I was just like being chilling the entire time.
Yeah. I think one of the cool things about the Pan's Choice deck that you built, highlighting the kind of like the principle that is like, okay, these are just the climaxes that we haven't explored yet when we were, as a Tressa's Collectibles group, building all the decks. Weiss is that type of game. You can just, try to build a functional deck out of the principle of this is my level 1 combo, and this is my level 3 combo. And if you kind of just like, it goes to show that you can kind of you can build anything. You don't have to go with the traditional like proven archetypes. You play like, I really like Weiss. She's my favorite character. And also I want to try this new John out. So I'm going to put them together. And how do we make a deck? And this was the result, right? And it works. It works very, very well. So if anything, I think it just goes to show that, hey, if you have the deck building fundamentals down and you just test it, you can make a lot of things work. So kind of just do, it's like, well, what are the weaknesses of this level 1 combo that I'm playing? How do I shore that up? So it's like, okay, Weiss doesn't really have selectivity. She's kind of weak in milling, so I'm going to put in the dust package, and that solves that. Things like that, right? So I think these principles can guide you a long way if you guys want to try to deck build yourself. Obviously, this is just game 1. We're going to show you a ton more other cool decks. But yeah, until next video, this has been Mike and Randall, finishing up round 1 of our RWBY Premium content block. Very excited to show you guys what we have next. So stick around, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.